Good day, ma'am. I am Nanitte Laurince Aborot from Bachelor of Science in Criminology, 4th year Foxtrot. For today's video, I will discuss the different justification of punishment, such as retribution, expiation or atonement, deterrence, protection, and reformation. So first is retribution. Retributive means to given in return. Objective of this theory is to make the offender to realize suffering from the pain. It considers punishment as end itself. The idea of vengeance, revenge, runs through this theory. Retributive justice is defined as a form of justice that is committed to giving wrongdoers punishment that are proportionate to their crimes. In criminal justice, retribution has played a major role in the use of punishment as a form of case resolution. Retributive theory of punishment holds that punishment is justified by the moral requirement that the guilty make amends for the harm they have caused to society. So, punishment therefore become an ending vendetta between the offender and the victim. Later, an attempt was made to limit the retaliation to the degree of injury inflicted, and thus the philosophy of an eye for an eye are evolved. In addition, retribution has three principles. First are those who commit certain crimes morally deserve to suffer a proportionate punishment. When we say proportionate, it is about the equal punishment, a punishment that fixed for the crimes committed by the offenders. Second, this punishment is intrinsically morally good if a legitimate punisher gives them the punishment they deserve. And last, it is morally wrong and unallowable to intentionally punish the innocent or inflict punishment that is disproportionate to wrongdoers. So, there are several ways retribution can be applied in the criminal justice system. Example is the case of financial matters. Fines can be used as a form of retribution. In crimes of violence, long-term imprisonment or capital punishment in more severe cases may be favored. Retributive justice is equal punishment for equal crime. An example of this is the common punishment for murderers being capital punishment, which is sentenced to death. So second is the expiation or atonement. It is punishment in the form of group vengeance where the purpose is to appease the offended public or group. In this theory, the compensation is awarded to the victim from the wrongdoer. The criminal is punished by awarding such as compensation and is prevented from doing such offense in the remaining life. This also becomes a lesson for remaining public. This theory of punishment was prevalent during prehistoric historic days, and it were performed by way of uttering mantras, fasting, or even burning oneself to death. Punishing the offender gives the community a sense of its moral superiority and assurance that virtue is rewarded after all. So third is the deterrence. Deterrence is meant to prevent and abstain from doing an immoral acts. It gives lessons to the offenders, and the main purpose of this theory is to deter or prevent crimes itself as a warning to the offenders as not to repeat the crimes in the future, and also itself as example to the other evil-minded persons of the society. This theory is about trying to stop others from committing the same crime because they don't want the consequences of the crime to happen for them. For example, if one person decides against stealing because they have seen their friend get arrested and sent to prison. This theory helps to every individual to avoid from wrongdoings as it is the way of giving lessons for those who wants to commit crimes. So next is the protection. This justification of punishment keep the offender away from the society. The offenders are punished with death, imprisonment of life, transportation of life, etc. It is important for people to be protected from those who commit violent acts. This is because innocent people should be feel safe, and sometimes it causes traumatic experience to the society. People believe that means of putting the offender in the prison, society is protected from his further criminal depredation. For example, if someone commit crimes that is redundant and it causes disastrous effects to environment, those should be punished in order to have peaceful community and to enhance protection. So last is the reformation. The main purpose of this theory is to reform the sinner, the behavior of the criminal. The idea behind the theory is that no one is born as criminal. It tries to modify the attitude of the offender so he can become a law-abiding member of the society. This is the latest justification of punishment, and under this theory, society can be best protected from crime if the purpose of imprisonment is to reform or to rehabilitate the prisoner. And it also takes into account serious factors which lead the person to commit the crime. For example, in family, education, and socioeconomic background. It tries to find out the causes and reasons which compels an individual to commit a crime and then tries to eradicate the criminal tendency by providing appropriate education. People should be given the opportunity to make amends for their mistakes and change or reform their behavior. So that's the end of my discussion. Thank you for watching.